A former San Diego sheriff's deputy is heading to prison for more than a decade after being sentenced this afternoon for sexually abusing underage girls. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto, in for Barbara Lee Edwards. Tonight we are learning new details about the extent of his crimes and the victims who say they had nowhere to turn to. News 8's Elizabeth Sanchez has been following the case for us and joins us live from the courthouse in Chula Vista. A disturbing case. Elizabeth.
You know, former Sheriff Deputy Jaylen appeared with no expression as the judge read his sentence. The details of this case are disturbing, especially if you're a parent of a young teenage girl. The prosecutors say he contacted 41 young girls as young as 9 years old.
And I have never seen a more despicable set of facts as I've seen in this case.
Jaylen stared straight ahead as the judge handed down a total of 12 years in state prison. Pleaded guilty last month to 20 counts of felony and misdemeanor charges involving sex acts with underage girls. The prosecutor read letters from the victims and victims' families.
He tells multiple 12-year-old girls, do you have any younger friends who are interested in older men? I'll give you money to hook me up with them. The younger they are, the better.
The 27-year-old's attorney asked for leniency.
Mr. Fleer and his wife were expecting the birth of their first child. The child was going to come any day. And Mr. Fleer, without hesitation, said, I'm ready to surrender.
In court, this was the first time we heard graphic details of the case.
The detail he goes into with regard to his sex exploits that he is trying to engage in with young children are just despicable.
The criminal complaint filed named 4 victims identified as Jane Does 1 through 4. It listed the graphic crimes occurring from March 27th and April 8th, 2020. Prosecutor Jaylen Wang says Fleer contacted his victims through Snapchat.
He had asked her about soliciting younger friends, and she mentioned a 9-year-old friend. You know, the defendant got excited about that prospect and tried to convince her to talk her 9-year-old friend into having a threesome with him.
Wang says Fleer sent photos of himself in uniform to the victims and gave their addresses to him. She says they were scared. They couldn't report it to police because he was the police. Fleer did pay Jane Doe 1 $100 for a sex act. Along with his 12-year sentence without probation, he will have to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life. Elizabeth Sanchez, News 8.